Yes, ready. Start. Coming to the facts of the present case, it cannot be said that the defense taken by the defendant is totally same. Stop. There are certain circumstances, which may prima facie raise some doubts about the credibility of plaintiff's version and lend some credence to the defense taken by the defendant that the checks in question were without consideration. Stop. Although, as per the plaintiff, 4 checks were presented to the banker and each time they were dishonored, not a single letter was written by the plaintiff to the defendant about the return of these checks as unpaid, further, learned counsel for the plaintiff made candid admission to the effect that no notice was served on the defendant before filing the present suit. Stop. Why plaintiff would not write a single letter, serve notice upon the defendant from payment of the alleged outstanding amount before filing the suit is baffling to the mind. Stop. Now, let us examine this aspect further is the context of the submission made by the defendant. Stop. It is not explained by the plaintiff as to on what account these payments were received. Stop. Thus, the defendant has raised good defense and triable issue indicating that he has fair and bona fide defense. Stop. Para. Moreover, this court in the case of Suri and Suri Private Limited held that when the suit is filed on the basis of several dishonored checks not presented at all for encasement, relief claimed would be outside the scope of Order 37 of CPC and would not be maintainable. Stop. The plaint will have to be dealt with in ordinary way. Stop. No doubt, there may be some jurisdiction justification in the stand taken by the plaintiff, but for filing the suit Order 37 of the Code of Civil Procedure, it was still necessary for the plaintiff to present the remaining checks to the bank. Stop. Admittedly, 7 out of 11 checks given by the defendant were not presented for payment. Stop. Therefore, the suit under Order 37 would not be maintainable. Stop. It is settled rule of law that wherever the defense put forth by the applicant defendant is bona fide and raises tribal issues, the applicant defendant would be entitled to leave to defend. Stop. This rule wastes pervasive judicial direction in the court to grant, refuse or grant conditional leave to defend the suit by the defendant. Stop. This direction, of course, has to be exercised in accordance with settled principles of law. Stop. There is dual purpose sought to be served under the specific provisions of Order 37 of the Code. Stop. One is to provide expeditious disposal of the claim by adopting recourse to summary procedure, while the other is to provide a safeguard to the interest of the plaintiff. Stop. In other words, if the court is satisfied with the claim of the plaintiff and the fact that the defendant has only same or moonshine defense, the court may refuse to grant leave to defend and pass the decree forthwith. Stop. But in other cases, the court may grant leave with or without condition. Stop. Para. The court strikes a balance between the case of plaintiff and the defense raised by the defendant. Stop. The propositions laid down by the Supreme Court in its various decisions may be summed up as follow. Stop. If the defendant satisfies the court that he has a good defense to the claim or merits or raises a tribal issue, the defendant is entitled to an unconditional leave. Stop. And if the defendant discloses such facts as may be deemed sufficient to entitle him to defend, the court may impose conditions as to time of trial or mode of trial. Stop. Para. Challenge in these appeals is to the judgment rendered by a learned single judge of Bombay High Court in writ petition number 2500 of 2004. Stop. The writ petition filed by the applicants was dismissed by learned single judge while holding that the trial court was right in its view that there was no scope for granting extension of time beyond the period of 90 days to file the written statement. Stop. Factual background needs to be noted in brief. Stop. Para. In a suit for partition, separate possession and perpetual injunction filed by respondent number 1, the appellants were arrayed as defendant numbers 15 and 1. Stop. They sought time to file the written statement and the trial court granted time till 17th November, 2003. Stop. On that date, another application was filed for extension of time to file the written statement. Stop. There was allowed to 19th February, 2004. Stop. As it was holiday on that day, the written statement was filed on 20th February, 2004. Stop. Trial court refused to accept the written statement on the ground that the written statement was filed beyond the period of 90 days. Stop. The applicants filed this writ petition before the Bombay High Court. Stop. By the impugned order, the High Court dismissed the writ petitions. Stop. The logic, as appears from the orders passed by the trial court and the High Court is that there was no scope for granting time to file written statement beyond the prescribed period of 90 days. Stop. Learned counsel for the appellants submitted that view taken by the High Court was clearly untenable. Stop. Learned counsel appearing for the respondent supported the order passed by the trial court and the High Court. Stop. Para. Order 7 Rule 1, after the amendment casts an obligation on the defendant to file the written statement within 30 days from the date of service of summons on him and within the extended time filing within 90 days. Stop. The provision does not deal with the power of the court and also does not specifically take away the power of the court to take the written statement on record, though filed beyond the time as provided for. Stop. Substituted Order 7 Rule 1 intends to curb the mischief of unscrupulous defendants adopting dilatory tactics, delaying the disposal of cases, causing inconvenience to the plaintiffs and petitioners approaching the court for quick relief, and also to the serious inconvenience of the court faced with frequent prayers for adjournments. Stop. The object is to expedite the hearing and not to scuttle the same. Stop. While justice delayed may amount to justice denied, justice hurried may in some cases amount to justice buried. Stop. Anxiety of Parliament is to secure an expeditious disposal of civil suits and proceedings without sacrificing the fairness of trial and principles of natural justice. Stop, The point for consideration is whether the provision providing for maximum period of 90 days is mandatory and the court is altogether powerless to extend the time even in an exceptionally hard case. Stop. It is also to be noted that through the power of the court under the proviso appended to Rule 1 of Order 7 is circumscribed by the word shall not be later than 90 days, but the consequences following from non-extension of time are not specifically provided, through they may be read by necessary implication. Stop. Merely, because a provision of law is couched in a negative language implying mandatory character, the same is not without exceptions. Stop. The courts, when called upon to interpret the nature of the provision, may, keeping in view the entire context in which the provision came to be enacted, hold the same to be directory through, though worded in the negative form. Stop.